Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Ahsoka Episode 7, Part 7, Dreams and Madness. This is directed by Gita Vasant Patel, written by Dave Filoni, and it stars Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine Wren, Diana Lee Inosanto as Lady Morgan Elspeth, Ivana Sakno as Shin Hati, Ray Stevenson as Balin Skoll, David Tennant as Hu Yang, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera Syndulla. So, we have a lot of stuff that happened in this episode. Before I go into spoilers, let me give you a quick feeling of the overall episode. I think this was a very fast paced episode. There was a lot of stuff that happened. The story moved forward a lot. I think we've had some episodes prior that we don't feel like the story is coming to an end or is even moving, but this one, a lot of stuff is just kind of closing up. We're running out of time, both to get back to our galaxy, and but also just in the series overall, right? Time's running out. The season's about to run out. I believe we only have one episode left. This was a pretty lengthy episode compared to most of the ones in the season. It was around 45 minutes, with including credits, so take like 5 minutes off. There was a lot of action. There's a lot of really good Thrawn goodness. I guess I didn't mention Lars Mikkelsen plays General Admiral Thrawn, who we saw in the last episode. Wes Chapman as Captain Enoch, and also Iman Esfahani as Ezra Bridger. So these are the new additions to the cast from last episode. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Like I said, a really cool battle we see. We see a lot of machinations, and as I mentioned, Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn just shows. Uh, Thrawn is written so well as far as like he continues to be the same character that we saw from Rebels, and I hope that people that are new to the show or new to this character realize why he is such a big threat, right? He's not about the easy win. He's all about the long game. He'll take a loss if he needs to. He'll retreat if he needs to. There is no there's nothing that he's doing without thinking like 6 steps ahead. So yeah, it is. Something's coming. Something big is gonna happen by the end of this season. So let's get into it. So spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the episode, make sure to go check it out. But here we are. So we open up with Hera being scolded in the Senate. Uh, you know that Senator Ziono, like I hate him. He's just a stick in the mud. He doesn't real. He's like it's definitely just like a look at it, like how politics and like just bureaucracy slows down everything and the progress just doesn't work, right? There is no vision. There's a lot of just kind of meandering around in the Senate. And that was the problem that led to the initial fall of the Senate, when the Emperor Palpatine took over. So we're seeing all those things, all those little cracks happening again, which kind of would lead to where we were with some of the sequel movies. Luckily for everyone, we get a cameo by C3PO, who arrives on behalf of Senator Organa, and she kind of clears up the whole situation. So, a little bit of a C3PO ex machina there to get Hera out of hot water. But of course, when Mothma, she knows, right? She knows that Leia did not really authorize the mission. She knows that Hera was definitely playing fast and loose with everything that she was doing. So, uh, yeah, I'm glad we got to see a little bit of that. It was really nice to hear Anthony Daniels come back as C3PO. I don't know that he's still doing the body capturing. His name was in the credits, though. So, we'll see. Yeah, it was just really nice to see him. Of course, we couldn't have Leia on screen, and I'm glad they didn't go for it. I'm glad they chose to have C3PO like show up on behalf of Leia. Yeah, I'm very glad they didn't choose to do any kind of like uh, any kind of CG thing or anything like that, even if it would have been via holocron. So, anyways, now we move back off to a galaxy far, far away. We cut to the whales as we are arriving in the new planet. While we go inside the ship, Ahsoka, she's training with an Anakin hologram. So we get to see Hayden Christensen one more time in hologram form. This was very cool, especially because this was a recording of some training that I think happened in Clone Wars season 7, like when Ahsoka was training how to take out or how to protect herself from a whole battalion of like troopers, or I guess not troopers at the time because they weren't enemies, but just enemies at the same time. Like how to, if she was ever surrounded, how to survive that. Uh, Obviously, the it's really interesting to see that Rosario Dawson's fighting has changed because you can't just do all the acrobatics that the animated Ahsoka Tano did. So that was really fun, but still great callback. Ahsoka mentions that Anakin recorded a bunch of training sessions for her, so that was really nice. Um, Next, of course, Thrawn is already he already knows that Ahsoka's coming. He was warned by the Night Sisters last episode. So there's a minefield around this planet. The Purgils get caught in it, and you see explosions. Ahsoka exits in their ship, and the Purgils kind of dip out. They jump. I don't know where they jump to. I hope I don't know because I thought they were gonna come back on a Purgle. So I don't know where that leaves us. Like if they have to come back, like they have no other way to come back unless they get captured by Thrawn and then he brings them back. But what would he be? What would he benefit from bringing them back with him, even if they're prisoners? Anyways, Thrawn shows that he lives off of the information. Right, he immediately requests to see who the Ahsoka Tano is. He finds out that it was Anakin, so he begins to plan his machinations. And this is just the part where it shows that Thrawn, how big of a threat Thrawn is, because with very little information, very quickly, he put a plan in motion to make sure that Ahsoka wouldn't be able to sidestep his plans, right? To slow down what he's doing. We cut back to Ezra and Sabine and the Noti who are migrating. They're moving around because that's kind of what their little species do. Like I had even forgotten that Balin and Shin were still pursuing them, and now they are tagging along with those bandits from the last episode. I I was so preoccupied about the Noti. Like I was so worried about them because they, I mean, you can tell they're not a fighting species. They're not like they may be cute like the Ewoks, but they are not. They're more defenseless than the Ewoks. The Ewoks were little savages, little menaces that will eat your face. These Noti, they have nothing. They just protect. They just defend, right? So, anyways, we get a really nice moment where as Ahsoka is hiding from all the ships that were pursuing them, she force communes with Sabine to try to find her and pin them down. She finally gets through. So obviously they have they're going into this planet now with a little bit more vision. I do want to mention every time Thrawn asks these Night Sisters for advice, it feels like he's got a cheat code. So not only do you have like probably the best planner in the business, but you also have now these mothers giving him all this information and using their magics to aid him in his quest. Like that just feels like cheating. We get an interesting moment as well with Balin and Shin, as where he mentions that he pretty much like called it that they're splitting up. Like this is the end of their relationship, which really just I don't know what is Balin's plan. What is he doing? Why is he there? Because he mentions to Shin like this is her moment to climb up in the empire. Like this is it. This is their this is where their paths separate. So I don't know what he's playing at. I don't know what his plans are, but I'm very very interested. So as Ahsoka finally lands and she's trying to help Ezra and Sabine, who have been ambushed by all these bandits, uh, Ahsoka has to face off against Balin one more time. They have a really cool battle. I love the setting for it. It's like this at the top of this hill, covered like surrounded by these overcast clouds, and of course ships flying around and stuff. Really really cool stuff. Like it just looks visually looks great. The fight I thought it was cool. It was nice to see him have a rematch. But in the end, Ahsoka doesn't need to beat him. She just needs to get past him, and she does. Um, Also, we see a lot of Ezra fighting without a lightsaber. He's just using the Force. Like Sabine offered him his lightsaber back, and he's like, "That's not mine anymore." So it was really cool. So yeah, big fight ensues. Thrawn realizes that he could keep fighting, but in the end, they may not even win. So he just has everyone retreat because to Thrawn, it is more important that that Ezra, Sabine, and Ahsoka waste their time with all this other stuff while he just gets ready to get out of there. So I'm very wary of how things are going to play out by the end of the season because if Thrawn leaves in that ship, how's our people going to get back? So yeah, I don't know. And also, what is Balin playing at? Like, what is his end game? What is his end goal? I know there's been some theories out there that I've seen about maybe there's also a Bendu. Maybe they'll commune with the whales and bring him back so they can get out of there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what Balin's plan is. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. All I know is that I'm really, really enjoying the show. So, if you're also enjoying the show, let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps. Let me know what your favorite part of the episode was in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and may the force be with you. Bye bye.